We'll settle in for a cold night ahead. A live look at temps in our area. We're tracking how low they'll go.
Live from Chicago, this is Fox 32 News at 9.
And thank you for joining us. I'm Scott Schneider. Let's get right to Chief Meteorologist Emily Walls for our first check of the forecast.
It's cold out there. It's been cold all day, but Scott, we're actually going up just a couple of degrees here over the next few hours. However, it's coming with a little caveat here. The caveat is that we have increasing wind speeds, so wind chill temperatures going to feel about the same. Right now, your wind chills are sitting in the single digits for a lot of us. Tonight, they're going to stay in this range, even as temperatures begin to rise into the low to mid 20s. But then tomorrow, we have a really strong cold front that's going to come through. Prior to that cold front, we're warming into the low 30s, but take a look at what's ahead of us. So temperatures are going to plummet into the single digits. Wind chill temperatures by Thursday morning are going to be as cold as 10 to 20 degrees below zero. I'll have a look at your full, very cold 7-day forecast coming up.
And with the cold weather moving in, she's talking about warming centers are open tonight throughout the city of Chicago. In fact, the city says it includes hundreds of places from city colleges, community centers, libraries, and more. You can call 311 for the nearest location to you. For more information and tips on how to stay warm, go to our website, fox32chicago.com. The 7th Circuit Court of Appeals hearing oral arguments in a key immigration enforcement case today, and will decide what happens to hundreds of people arrested during Operation Midway Blitz. Casey Cronus has the latest from the Dirksen Federal Courthouse.
This was a very detailed and nuanced hearing where both sides, attorneys for the government and attorneys representing those detainees, answered questions from 7th Circuit Court judges. It's the latest hearing tied to a stack of lawsuits connected to Operation Midway Blitz. 3 appeals court judges hearing arguments in a case that will have major implications for hundreds of men and women who were at one point detained in Broadview.
The bulk of the argument today was about some very technical things about injunctions, and we are hopeful to get a decision soon. We can't predict what it will be.
In mid-November, a federal judge sided with attorneys from the National Immigrant Justice Center and the ACLU, who argued the detainees should have never been arrested in the first place, saying federal agents violated a consent decree that was signed back in 2022, stemming from a lawsuit filed even earlier in 2018. The consent decree is supposed to limit agents from arresting people without a warrant or without probable cause. NIJC Director of Litigation Karen Zwick claims some of the detainees were taken with administrative warrants or I-200s filled out after the fact.
They were filling out these forms. They were taking blank ones into the field. They were filling them out in the field while the person was already in handcuffs in the back of a squad car or in their own car. And they were filling out the form, and the person who signed off on it may or may not have been a supervisor. They may or may not have been able to review the information in the form to ascertain whether or not it was correct.
But the government argues its arrests were lawful. And 1 week after Judge Jeffrey Cummings' ruling, the 7th Circuit Court of Appeals put a pause on the sweeping release of more than 600 men and women, some who by now have already been deported. Immigration attorneys believe there are some 400 detainees left.
This is the whole reason we sought the interim relief, is they are rapidly forcing people to take either voluntary departure or removal so that there's no one left when we get to the remedies.
They say it is possible this case makes it all the way to the U.S. Supreme Court. The government's lawyers did not speak after the hearing, but Department of Homeland Security Assistant Secretary Tricia McLaughlin shared this. Lawbreakers are off American streets, and we look forward to the Trump administration's ultimate vindication on this issue. There was no ruling issued at the end of the hearing. The judges will take what they heard into consideration, and now we wait. Reporting at the Dirksen Federal Building, Casey Cronus, Fox 32, Chicago.
Tonight we are hearing a frantic 911 call made from a couple forced to deliver their baby on the side of the highway in Indiana. A hospital turning them away as she went into labor.
Lake County 911 operator 558. What is the location of your emergency?
My wife's having a baby, and I'm in the car driving to the hospital.
I'm sorry?
My wife is in labor.
Now, that call from the Wells family went on for more than 9 minutes. It happened, as we've reported, last month after Franciscan Health Hospital turned away Mercedes Wells and her husband Leon as she was going into labor. While on the road, he pulled over to the side of the highway to aid his wife Mercedes deliver their daughter Elena. Leon then took his wife and baby to a nearby hospital in Munster where they received care. Franciscan fired a doctor and a nurse involved in the improper discharge of Wells. An investigation now ongoing. As for baby Elena, she's more than 2 weeks old today and is doing just fine. A man is dead after being struck by a train while removing snow from the station. Naperville officials telling us it happened at the station along 4th Avenue. The Metro BNSF train colliding with the equipment that he was driving. He worked as a city contractor. The investigation tonight ongoing. The new chief judge for the Cook County Circuit Court looking to reform the electronic monitoring system. Chief Judge Charles Beach II forming a committee, and the goal is to both review and improve the communication procedures within the court system. A big holiday tradition back at Soldier Field, the 100 Black Men of Chicago kicking off their annual toy drive right now. Leslie Moreno is live at Soldier Field. Leslie, how's it going?
Hey, Scott, good evening. Yeah, it's been an amazing night here. We've seen hundreds of toys already that will bring so much joy to children here in Chicago this holiday season. Tonight, for nearly 30 years, the annual toy drive hosted by the 100 Black Men of Chicago has supported families in need, and organizers say the impact grows every year. The goal tonight has been community mentorship and making sure hundreds of Chicago children get a Christmas gift this year. Organizers say all those toys will be distributed throughout Chicago neighborhoods, focusing on families facing financial hardship this season. People have been stopping by here all night with toys for children. Attendees telling us this event is crucial and much needed here in Chicago.
And know what Christmas is and the importance of that. So by they having a drive like this, you know, you can give the kids what they want. They can wake up, like I remember like yesterday when I used to wake up as a kid and go to under the Christmas tree and open the presents. There's no better feeling in the world.
I would say the distribution piece is where the real work begins with this event. It sometimes makes me emotional when I see how people respond to things that some may think are relatively small, but they mean the world. You're absolutely right. There's no secret that times are difficult now. Money is tight, and so being able to help those in need has definitely been something that has been paramount to us in this organization.
And yes, that was our very own Dawn Hasbrook. She was the MC tonight. If you weren't able to make it out tonight, no worries. You can still make a donation online. We'll have all that info on fox32chicago.com. But the party's not over. We're here until 11 p.m., so still a couple of hours to go. And we don't have a total number of gifts this year, but I'm told it's hundreds of gifts thus far. For now, reporting live here in Soldier Field, Leslie Moreno, Fox 32 Chicago.
Well, a lot of people who live on Chicago's southwest side are still feeling the impacts from devastating flooding earlier this year. Here, they're pleas for help before the problems get any worse.
You know, I'm losing everything. I'm not looking for sympathy or compassion, but I just need somebody to show that they care about us here in Gage Park.
Fox
Floodwaters this past year are taking a toll on Chicago's sewer and pipe system, so severe, the city and Cook County declaring the impacted neighborhoods disaster areas after seeing how much flooding they caused. In tonight's special report, Unit 32's Dane Placco takes a look at why those floods were so bad and what the city is doing to prevent future flooding.
You know, I'm losing everything. I'm not looking for sympathy or compassion, but I just need somebody to show that they care about us here in Gage Park.
Sharon Renee Parrish nearly in tears after a massive flood on the southwest side in late August, on the heels of another catastrophic flood in the same area in July.
It's like a nightmare, a never-ending nightmare.
I had raw sewage in my basement.
Danita Smith of Marquette Park showed us pictures of her basement, another double victim of last summer's 1-2 punch.
Even as being as commissioner, my basement flooded during the rain, so I get it.
Chicago Water Department Commissioner Randy Connor says he can sympathize with frustrated residents after the double deluge. And if it seems Chicago is experiencing more intense flooding events, Connor says there's a reason.
Anybody who does not believe that climate change is real, it really is, because we're seeing it more and more every day because of the amount of rain that we're getting and the severity of the storms.
Connor says both storms this summer, called extreme rainfall events, are good examples.
The chance for some strong storms and flooding continues tonight.
A flood watch is in effect right now.
On July 25th, what meteorologists call a 1,000-year storm brought more than 5.5 inches of rain in just 2 hours in a tight corridor that crossed Chicago's southwest side. Then, on August 16th, it happened again.
60+ mile-per-hour winds, some heavy rains, some flash flooding that occurred earlier.
More than 6 inches of rain fell in nearly the same location over a 24-hour period. At one point, the rain falling at 4.5 inches an hour. Fox Chicago's Unit 32 obtained records through a Freedom of Information request showing the city received more than 2,000 reports of basement flooding from the July storm and nearly 7,000 calls to Chicago's 311 service to report basement flooding in August. After reviewing the damage, the city's Office of Emergency Management said the storms destroyed at least 143 homes and damaged about 6,000.
It just overwhelms the system, and again, the system is designed to only hold so much water, and once the system gets to capacity, the water has to go somewhere.
Connor says much of Chicago's sewer system, which handles both stormwater and sewer water, was built over a century ago and simply isn't equipped to handle these new intense storms.
So knowing this is the new normal, what do you do?
Well, so we're doing a lot of things, right? So we're piloting a bunch of different things. Moving forward, we're going to be doing some grid sewer cleaning, which will actually help the system a lot more. We're also doing a pilot program for what we're calling some storage tanks.
Among those fixes, replacing old sewer pipes that are as small as 15 inches in diameter, with new pipes as large as 48 inches wide. But it's slow work.
Now, to learn more on the city's plans to replace the pipes, go to our website, fox32chicago.com. All right, so not so much worrying about rain right now, but the snow, as you've been talking about, Emily, not likely to melt anytime soon.
No, that's right. So tomorrow's going to be our warmest day that we see in the next 7 days at least. And my high temperature is still well below average, only right around the freezing mark tomorrow. So we could be climbing maybe a degree or two above the freezing mark tomorrow. But for those of you that have ice, you still have snow removal that you need to take care of, try to do that tomorrow, because following tomorrow's cold front, it is going to get very cold to the point where salt really isn't going to be all that effective. Right now, we have wind chills in the single digits, southwesterly winds 14 miles per hour. Temperatures for a lot of us are right around 20 degrees, and rising temps are actually expected throughout the overnight. And then we're going to see again those high temperatures likely reaching into the low 30s, but then temperatures are going to plummet following this cold front that's going to be moving through tomorrow afternoon. So that's going to be bringing in at least the chance for a couple scattered snow showers, but little to no accumulation with this. Again, the bigger weather story really is all about the cold, because by Thursday morning, we're going to be waking up to temperatures that are going to be right around 0 degrees, and our wind chill temperatures by Thursday morning are actually going to be as cold as 10 to 20 degrees below zero. So your 7-day forecast here tomorrow, again, that's our warm day, and we're still about 9 degrees below average. That's putting us at about 32 degrees tomorrow, 17 sunny skies on Thursday. On Friday and Saturday, we're back up to the 20s. Small chance for a couple flurries on Sunday, so a very cold 7-day. Here's a check of your weather pick of the day. I loved this one. This one was taken by Kathy in Lippold Park. Just a stunning view here. And you know, Scott, I think there's a lot of people who are actually enjoying the snow.
We like it early on. It gets old really fast, but let's enjoy it.
As long as you're not traveling, it's not so bad, right?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
All right, thanks. Teens putting their cooking skills to the test tonight. We'll let you know who from the Chicago Bulls showed up to lend a hand. And the Bears gearing up for their trip to Lambeau to take on the Packers. Why this game means so much more than others.
This is
Teens taking part in After School Matters put their cooking skills to the test with Bulls forward Julian Phillips tonight, each whipping up a healthy meal. He joined the organization's culinary arts group, sharing what he eats during a garden variety NBA season and what he has learned from the team's head chef.
Welcome back. Time now for sports. The city of Chicago riding high with the 9-3 Bears, and now it is officially Packers week. The Bears are set to face Green Bay twice in 3 weeks, and the fire between these two rivals is already burning. It's a battle for the top spot in the NFC North. Cassie Carlson on why this rivalry means more on Sunday.
Despite being on a 5-game winning streak, the Bears know everything goes out the window when they face the Packers. Ben Johnson said every week is its own story, and going into Green Bay is one that means more than a lot of the others.
You love rivalries. I've been in some cool, fun rivalries throughout my career so far, whether it's NFL or college. And so they're always fun. They always come down to, it's an emotional game. It always comes down to, the final minutes.
This is a huge week for this organization, this city. Obviously, there's a lot of history behind the Bears and the Packers. Personally, I'm not trying to make it anything more than what it is.
This is a different team, a different season, and we're going into it, I would say, all guns blazing, ready and prepared.
Coming from a rivalry that's similar, I wouldn't say it's the same, but I mean, I know it's hatred.
Johnson said Green Bay might have the best defense they've seen all year, pointing out their pass rush and safeties play. But he also believes in his quarterback to help his team win games.
He continues to get better each and every week, and I couldn't be more pleased with how he played last week. And I know what the stats say. Throw those out the window. He's doing a really good job managing the ball game, and that's step number one for the quarterback.
When it's time to go make plays, when it's time to maybe make a comeback, or when it's time to put the game away, those times come. But when throughout the whole game, throughout 1 through 3, and part of the fourth, it's being able to make consistent plays.
Jalen Johnson continues to feel more like himself after returning from core muscle surgery week 13. Excited to be part of the culture building inside Hallis Hall.
It's something that really can't be described right now, but we're just really going through it, and that's why we don't really take too much of what everybody's saying on the outside and just trying to remain tunnel vision until we get to the end. And
the Bears could be getting back reinforcements on defense with linebacker TJ Edwards back on the practice field, but no official injury report until Thursday. At Hallis Hall, Cassie Carlson, Fox 32 Sports.
Thanks, Cassie. Michigan State introduced Pat Fitzgerald as their new head football coach earlier today. Fitzgerald was clear from any wrongdoing stemming from the Northwestern hazing investigation. Fitzgerald is a Big Ten guy at heart and says that's a big reason why he wanted this job so much.
I'm a Midwest guy. I'm a Big Ten player. I've grown up in Big Ten football. Michigan State would obviously be an incredibly desirable football program for any head football coach in the country. I'm just so grateful and I'm so thankful. Our family is, and there'll be no more motivated coach to get this program where it needs to be than I will be compared to anywhere else in the country. I promise you that.
Well, the crowd was massive, the energy was wild, and the Ben Johnson effect is in full swing here in Chicago. Wiener Circle handing out free hot dogs today, all thanks to Ben Johnson taking his shirt off after the Bears win against the Eagles. Multiple fans, though, took a page right out of his playbook. Take a look.
You know what I got? You know what we got? You know what I got? You know what we got? Yeah. Let me hear you, Chicago. Good, better, best. Never let it rest till your good gets better and your better gets best. 1, 2, 3, Bears!
Let's go! All right, come on in, everybody. Let's go! All right, you see the Ben Johnson lookalike there. A lot of shirtless guys, endless good, better, best chance, and a lot of free hot dogs given away. The line wrapped around the entire block. Fans decked out there in their Bears gear. One fan told me he lined up as early as 5 a.m., just braving the cold. When the Bears are good, this city goes wild. All right, a new episode of First and North tonight. Right after the news here at 9, we're back with more after this break.
I have some.
All right, a final check of your 7-day forecast. It's cold out there now. It's going to stay that way. Tomorrow, actually, by the way, Scott, that's our warm day.
Yay.
So we have a really nice warming trend in store for us tonight into tomorrow. That's going to take highs to about 32 degrees. But then to Wednesday night into Thursday, we actually have low temperatures going down to just above the 0-degree mark. Many locations in our usual cold spots looking at sub-zero lows. Wind chills 10 to 20 degrees below zero Thursday morning. By the weekend, it starts to get a little bit warmer. We're near 30 on Sunday.
I actually saw the sun today for about 5 seconds. Thanks for watching at 9. You can catch us anytime on your smart TV. It's Fox Local. First and North is straight ahead. Make it a great night.
Good night.